good, everybody in the live chat? I see y'all going crazy already. Welcome to episode 6 of UNDS, aka Undeadstock, the show where we talk about wearing sneakers and the journey we all carry with us in each individual pair. I appreciate you guys for tuning in. Everybody drop a fire emoji in the live chat if you're live right now and you're ready for the crazy giveaway that we got lined up. Of course, I got to start the show the way that I love to start the show, by me undsing a pair. And of course, I had to come with the shoe that we're actually giving away. This is the first time I've ever owned the Yeezy Wave Runner. I'm not going to lie, I first didn't like it when it debuted, but it grew on me a lot, so much that I decided to bless 2 people. So let's talk about the Heat for Your Feet giveaway. I appreciate the grand prize giveaway always gets a pair of HyperX gamer headphones, because we always like to, give you a little bit of lifestyle, a little bit of sneakers, and also a little bit of fun. So definitely get your game on also while you're wearing kicks during this whole quarantine situation, you know what I mean? However, we also have a new way to be able to get 2 extra raffle entries into the sneaker giveaway. We debuted it last week. We're going to do it from here on out. I want everybody to hit the share this broadcast button right there on your bottom left. It's going to let me know everybody who shared the broadcast. So definitely share your broadcast. And as soon as I see that comment, we're going to record everybody, give you 2 extra raffle entries. Shout out to Marka. Shout out to A Game. All you guys sharing the broadcast right now. Definitely share the broadcast. Let's get some more people in the chat. It's always fun when there's way more people in the chat. Now, you get 2 extra raffle entries. And yeah, super simple. I appreciate you guys. Again, I'll show you guys the Yeezys. A lot of people want these, whether you're a girl, whether you're a guy, it don't matter. Super dope unisex pair of shoes. I love the color blocking, super classic, ultimate dad shoe for sure. Now, that leads me to my next point, the reason why we're all here. I want to welcome and introduce a very, very special guest, the fastest man in the 2020 NFL Draft, hailing all the way from Montgomery, Alabama, the Henry Ruggs III. This kid is nasty on the field, a pleasure to be with, and we're super excited to welcome him on UNDS because he's spending time with us before the biggest moment in his life. So we're going to get that excitement. We're going to hear his story. Henry, I appreciate you. Thank you for stopping by, homie.
Ain't no problem. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, for sure. We got a lot of people in the live chat excited for you. They got a lot of predictions of where you're going, and we'll let them run with that. But, the biggest reason I wanted to get you on the show is because not only is this a special moment because you're going from amateur to, the pros, in this NFL draft that's happening next year, but you just signed over to Team Adidas, and that's worth celebrating. This is a sneaker show, so that's everybody's dream, is to get a footwear deal. I kind of want to, first of all, say congratulations. Everybody in the live chat, give Henry a clap, give him a clap emoji, because he definitely deserves all the roses while we got him here. But I would love to know, how does it feel to officially sign with Team Adidas? How did that feel to sign that name on the contract?
Oh man, it feels great. And then just the Adidas family, it's a family, family group, and it's more than just a shoe deal or athletic apparel. It's, like I said, it's a family, and it's just something that I feel good, just signing my name with.
Yeah, for sure. And I know, as an athlete, throughout your career from, early on, you play basketball and you play football. So you kind of had experience with all different types of brands, sponsoring different tournaments and different things like that. And I remember back in 2017, I was actually down in Texas during the U.S. Army Bowl, which Adidas sponsors, which you were a part of with a couple other guys, Tua, your homie, Tua was there, Tate Martell. That class was crazy. First of all, that 2017 U.S. Army Bowl class was crazy, and you guys are about to show out in the NFL. So I knew that experience with Adidas was very personal. The coaches knew you guys well. The coaches had that personal relationship with you guys. So I'm curious, what was that detail that kind of made you feel like Adidas was a family as opposed to just a business partner?
Well, going back to the Army Bowl, that was just a fun event, a fun time, and of course we got a lot of fire gear, over the course of the week, and it just felt good and looked good on me. Even just taking those pictures back then in high school, I go look back at them and just see like, I was feeling myself when I had it on. So
Yeah.
That's of course that's one thing. But going into the process, like I said, the family, just the fact that I was getting, calls and calls and calls and calls, and just talking to the Adidas family a lot. And once again, just going back to that, it just felt comfortable, and I feel like I look good in it. So hey, why not?
Yeah, that's important. That goes like, for me, my earliest memory of, college football is my favorite sport. So like, I'm really passionate about college football. But when it came to guys like, Dion, and he set the tone for like looking good on the football field. And it's crazy because like, I feel like there's certain teams that the uniform makes you look even faster just because of like the color scheme. So I feel like Alabama is one. Tennessee, when they wear the all white, they look crazy fast on the field. So I know how important like looking good feels like on the field. Even though I'm not a football player, I can relate just from like, styling off the field. When it comes to Adidas, what is your favorite pair of Adidas to rock just like on a normal basis?
On a normal basis, probably the Ultra Boost. I mean, just because it's comfortable to walk around in, and they got the different styles. But the Yeezy 350 is probably the close second.
Yeah, Yeezy 350. Is there a specific color that you rock with the most?
See, me, I like the crazy colors, but of course, me just being active, I can never sit still. So I get shoes dirty a lot. So I go with the black ones, the triple blacks.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Triple blacks are fire. The Ultra Boost is like probably my favorite Adidas shoe. I have like luggages in my storage just full of Adidas Ultra Boost waiting for me to rock when I get like 50, 60 years old. But the reason I love them is though, because like you can literally throw the Ultra Boost in the washing machine and they come out looking brand new. Like I've never been able to do that with a pair of sneakers.
Crazy thing is, I actually just did that for my girl probably 2 days ago because she been walking in her shoes, and I don't know, she stepped in mud. I really don't know how she can get in mud, but I just threw them in the washer, and they came out looking brand new.
Yes, so. I don't know what they do with that prime knit, but shout out to the machine washer because I hate cleaning shoes, and that's like the easiest way to do it.
Definitely.
I got a question for you. You're currently in Alabama right now, right, with the fam?
Yeah.
Can you talk to me? Being born and raised in Alabama, I'm from New York. I live in LA now, so I was living in the South for a little bit, but didn't really get a feel of like how people get fresh out there because it's just a different way of life. You guys do way different things than us, so like obviously that shows in like the apparel, and it's way hotter down there. The humidity is ridiculous. So I'm curious, like when you was growing up, how did you guys get fresh? Is there a particular store that you guys would go to, or like how did you guys get fresh in Alabama?
Honestly, well, in Montgomery, where I'm from, we don't really have too much. One of our malls got hit with a tornado, so we're only down to one mall now. And excuse me, so you go to the mall, you got the different stores in the mall that you can shop around in. But now it's like everybody's shopping at the same stores. Of course, the athletic stores, the Hibbett Sports, Dick's, and things like that. Yeah. But that's where people go to get, the shoes. But outfits wise, people really, most of the time they're leaving the city, going to Birmingham, a lot of times even Atlanta, Georgia, just to get outfits to be looking different, and not have the same thing that everybody in the city has on.
That's crazy. How far is the drive from Montgomery to Atlanta?
Up 2 hours.
So that's not bad.
No, it ain't bad.
That's not too bad. Is there like a particular store that you could definitely remember? Like when I was young, there was this spot called like Dr. J's. It had like all the sneakers, all the clothes, all that stuff. It was kind of like Foot Locker, but like I guess I want to say like the hood version.
Yeah. So well, honestly, we don't really have one like that. You got City Gear. So they'll have a lot of stuff. So mostly City Gear and Finish Line where everybody get their shoes from.
Yeah, I respect that. Shout out to City Gear. I definitely seen a lot of those when I was out in Atlanta and stuff like that. Speaking of like Adidas sneakers getting fresh, this is actually like a really great week for Adidas beyond just like you joining the team and Kanye West is doing some amazing things. So they actually just announced that they're going to restock the Yeezy basketball shoes on May 15th. I got a quick question for you. As soon as you signed to Adidas and you guys announced it, how fast did it take for somebody to ask you for a hookup on Yeezys?
Oh man, when I released my video, I had comments on the video that exact day. Everybody's like, "Oh well, I need Yeezys now. I know you got the plug on Yeezys," and I'm just like, "Hey, y'all, let me get mine first."
Right.
Yeah.
As soon as you posted that, you became the biggest Yeezy plug in the South.
I'm telling you.
Did you after you signed? So like when James Harden signed, Beyonce, a few other people signed, they got like a whole bunch of sneakers that they got blessed with and stuff like that. Did you get like a special box or like any special sneakers after you signed to Adidas?
Oh man, I got so many pairs. I wish I could pull them out now. I still have them in boxes because I've been moving. I just got back from Tampa where I was training. Yeah. But I mean, I got numerous boxes. I say my special box was some cleats. I got like 3 pair of cleats, like probably 10 pair of gloves, backpack, and even up at the combine, they hooked me up with three different bags, full of things from jackets to sweats, shorts, socks, and I even got 3 pair of shoes then. So they've been hooking me up since then.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I think like since you mentioned cleats, me being like a huge Ultra Boost fan, whenever I would work with Adidas, I was always talking to them like, yo, you should turn your hottest sneakers into cleats. You have to do it because I'll be honest with you, growing up for me, like there was other brands that had cleats that I like to play football in just because it was like, that's what all the fast guys were wearing. And as soon as Adidas dropped, I actually have them right here. As soon as Adidas dropped the Ultra Boost cleat, I was like, yo, these crazy, especially like loving the Ultra Boost. I felt like this was the like wide receiver cornerback cleat. So I'm curious, have you ever played like in the Ultra Boost cleat, or you think it's something that you want to tell Adidas to send you?
Oh, I'm already in talks. I'm already letting them know. Yeah, I definitely got to try them out. I definitely have to. Just look at it. It just looked like, somebody fast supposed to have that on, So yeah. I'm definitely gonna put that on and, make my speed known.
Yeah, for sure. I think Adidas really like set it off with turning sneakers into cleats. Like it's been done before with other brands, but like they kind of made it a statement first. Other brands just kind of did it low key. Adidas really made it a statement. Like I said, I don't play football in these because like I'm such a big Ultra Boost head. I just like wanted to have these just in a stash. So like as soon as I found out you were gonna be on the show, I was like, yo, I gotta run to my store and I gotta like pull out the Ultra Boost cleat because for me it's just like a personal joy. But I'm curious, like out of the black, out of the white, and let's see, the gray, which one would you say is like the freshest one out of the 3?
I probably got to go with the gray. I don't know the white. Now, don't get me wrong. Now, you in the white uniform, I definitely throw the white ones on. But on just a normal day, I take the gray ones.
Yeah, I agree. Like I was saying earlier, like the white you're a fast dude. I feel like the white makes you look even faster. I read some detail about that they in a game they once clocked you for running like almost 24 miles an hour.
Mm-hmm.
That's bananas. Bananas.
I gotta do that again though. I gotta keep that consistent, and when I get to the league and get on the field, I gotta make sure I still got that top number.
Yeah, that's bananas. Do you I know you said like you felt like you could have ran a faster 40-yard dash. You did 4.27, right?
Yeah.
What do you think you could have hit if you felt like you did? That was already the fastest time in what, like 3-4 years or 6 years or something like that. Like, what do you think? What do you feel like your fastest clock would have been?
I don't know. I feel like, I mean, even if you look at the when they put John Ross's shadow next to me when I was running, I was pretty close to him, the whole race. Yeah. But I did some technical things wrong with my hands, my breathing, and even my start. So like, I mean, I feel like, if I fix those things, I could probably be actually right there, if not, faster.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. First of all,
Mhm.
I can't imagine going that fast and like obviously the 40-yard dash is, sometimes for players it translates in real game time and sometimes it doesn't. What do you think the 40-yard dash signifies as a receiver? Obviously it tells people like your capabilities as speed, but how do you feel like that skill set translates to on the field?
I mean, and with that, I mean, it's showing the straight line speed, but the scary part is you don't see what the guy can do with moving side to side. So that's one of the biggest factors in the game. I get the ball, I'm not just gonna run straight all the time. I'm gonna make you miss, and I think that's what scares guys, because when you got that straight line speed, they never know what angle to take coming at you.
Yeah, I agree. I can only I have the perspective of playing Madden. I'm a big Madden dude. And when NCAA football was a video game, like I was all over that way more than Madden, customizing playbooks and stuff like that. Now my question is like, what's your favorite route to run in Madden versus real life? Are they the same thing? Are they different?
I'd probably say, well, truly it's pretty much the same thing. I love to run the deep cross, just running over the middle of the field, and guys really can't keep up. You can maneuver through man and zone running that, and it's a route where I can show my speed at the same time. And even in Madden, I love to run that, to play all crosses. So it's pretty much the same thing.
That's a fearless route because sometimes the safety might be coming over and it might be a wrap as soon as you put your hands on the ball. So that's a pretty fearless route to really love to run.
Yeah, I'm definitely I ain't afraid to go over the middle. Once the ball get in the air, I gotta do what I gotta do. I take the hit, and I always said that when I was young, you take the hit, reap the stat.
Right. When I play Madden, I have this one play that I love to run. I feel like it's a cheat code just because the way the mechanics of the game run. Pretty much put the fastest receiver in a slot and run a drag.
Yeah.
And as soon as he crosses the middle linebacker, throw it, and he's gone up the sideline. I don't know why Madden, that's like a cheat code, but have you ever experienced that route?
Even playing here, we got guys that do everything. And I mean, that was one thing that when I was in high school playing, I used to always love to run the mesh routes. That's one thing that's like my get out of trouble play, and it's hard to cover, man. It's especially when you got 2 or 3 guys going over the middle, you never know what to do.
Yeah, for sure. And what I hear is, and maybe you can give us a little bit of insight just from some of the, practices you've been through, that college football, the transition from high school to college is fast, but from college to NFL is super fast in terms of seconds and speed and just every single play is just a faster feel. How would you say you've been able to adapt once you got from high school to college? And now that you're practicing with the pros and stuff like that, how's that speed help you adjust?
Well, I mean, it's definitely easy. That's one thing that everybody say you can't coach. And that's one thing that I was blessed with, naturally. So, I mean, just coming from high school, going into college is definitely a transition. It took me, I say, I adapted freshman year, but I really feel like I didn't adapt until sophomore year. Yeah. And now, now going into the league, it's more so, it's still fast, but it's more precise. So if you're not in this exact spot at this exact time, then it's on to the next, or you're gonna miss out.
Yeah, for sure. I gotta give a quick shout out to everybody in the chat who's a 49ers fan. I just see mad 49ers comments just going crazy. Yeah. Everything you say, they're just oh, our quarterback would really help with that. That's funny. There's a lot of 49er fans. That's ill. Shout out to Ravens. I'm a big Ravens guy. I remember seeing Lamar Jackson play in high school. That dude was incredible. Let's run through a little bit more of what's going on with Adidas this week. Yeezy's killing it for some reason. They just announced the restock of the Yeezy 350 Boost, and I'm curious if we can get the Yeezy 350 Boost on the screen. I'm curious, do you own a pair, or is this a pair where you're gonna hit who is it, Jake at Adidas or something like that? I'm yo, I need those.
Yeah, I already well, my guy's Nick. I've been talking to Nick. That's a pair that I definitely got to get. Those are the ones that I actually been looking for. I got 2 pair right now. and I've been on the search for those for a minute. Those and the green ones, you know, the highlight green ones. So I've been looking for those two, you know, for a minute now, and I'm definitely gonna get my hands on both of them.
Yeah, since these are restocking in June, I'm pretty sure you'll probably get a pair showing up to your crib. We have a Discord channel where like the community likes to converse after the show, before the show, and stuff like that. They feel like Yeezy is restocking this shoe a lot, but in my opinion, I feel like that's a shoe a lot of people want. So why not make it a little bit easier for people to cop? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, definitely.
I think if I was to say like, I like getting limited shoes and stuff like that. But to be honest, like I feel like sneakers are one of those things you shouldn't have a difficult time doing because it's supposed to be fun. It's not supposed to be that serious. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I feel like you can't limit certain sneakers, you know, because some, you know, they just fire. Like, you know, you look at them, just like who would want them, you know? So you gotta let everybody get them. You can't just limit them.
Yeah, I agree. And then they also had another restock today that actually tried to cop a couple of pairs and they sold out. But the Yeezy slides, this is like, you know, whether you're an athlete or somebody at the crib, slides are like the go-to any time of the day, especially during this quarantine. Do you own a pair of these?
Nah, I don't. I mean, I'm not a big slide guy. That's a crazy thing. I love, like, whenever I'm moving around, people always joke on me. Either I'm barefoot or I have tennis shoes on. I rarely wear slides.
Hey, let me put you on real quick. In my opinion, Adidas, not even Yeezy slides, but Adidas has the best, most comfortable slides in the game. They're called Cloud Foam slides. I think they're like
I know exactly
$20 or whatever.
I had a pair of those.
Man,
Back when I used to wear them all the time at AAU.
Yeah,
those were the ones I had.
Amazing. I can't believe like how comfortable those joints are. Adidas is definitely killing it when it comes to that. Now, I kind of want to switch gears a little bit and you know, when it comes to cleats on the field, the NFL, you know, as you know, has been, you know, getting a little bit more fun with it when it comes to the cleats. Before it was just like you got to keep it traditional. Now you see guys like Odell and a whole bunch of guys doing like custom cleats and all that stuff. Do you have any ideas for like maybe a custom cleat that you want to do for game one when you get to the league?
I don't really have that's one thing. I've been getting different things, but I don't really have an idea, you know, set in stone yet that I want. Right now, I'm just thinking about, well, really, I'm waiting to see where I land so I can see what kind of colors I want to incorporate in it.
Right. That's important.
But I still ain't decided, you know, what exactly I want yet.
Yeah, for sure. I think, you know, just from, you know, what I've learned about you through interviews and, you know, through your social media, I think if I was to guess, one of the more important things that you would love to do on a pair of cleats is, you know, pay tribute, you know, to the person that you lost that was like extremely close to you.
Right.
I think it's kind of crazy that you signed to Adidas and they throw up the three, you know.
Yeah, that was one of the first
things
I was talking about when I was just, you know, sitting around. When I was just sitting around with my agent and just having talks about it, and he was like, you know, he really liked Adidas, and I was like, hey, 3 my favorite number anyway, you know, and you know, why not go that direction?
Yeah, for sure. If you don't mind, for the people who are new in the chat who aren't familiar with your story, can you tell them a little bit why like the number 3 is so important to you?
Well, number 3 is so important because I lost my best friend that wore number 3 in high school. He was a guy that, you know, that I pretty much spent all my life with when I was in high school. He you know, would come get me and keep me over his house for days, months, you know, never tell me to worry about anything. Say he has clothes, he has shoes. And just, he was one that gave me that, you know, that confidence. He always told me, you're going to be the best. He started calling me 5-star before I ever even played football in high school. And I mean, it was just my best friend, my brother. He was the reason that, you know, if you seen, I cut my hair into a mohawk, it was to look like him, but I ended up dyeing it just to, you know, get my own look. Even with that, me and him made a bet in one of my high school playoff games that if I was to have like 100 yards or 150 yards or something like that, he was gonna dye his. And I ended up getting like triple cover the whole game, so I was mad about that. But
I'm sure you guys had a big laugh at that one.
Yeah, that was crazy. But tragically, he was killed in a car accident when I feel like I was supposed to be driving the car actually to go see one of our friends play in Birmingham, and
Wow.
I ended up getting sick, and didn't even leave the house, and tragically that ended up happening, and that's just something that's gonna live on with me forever. And I wear this wristband every day, do whatever. It says forever Rod Scott #3.
Yeah.
You see it?
That's dope.
And I just keep that on, and always just make sure everything I do in his honor.
Yeah, I appreciate that. And like I said, just through everything that I've seen, I think it's very honorable of you to go the extra mile. His family is even shocked that like you show so much love to a person who made so much impact to you. And I just think life works in crazy ways. Like I said, like just seeing you throw up the three and then like now you're on 3 stripes. It's almost like, like I don't want to say it was supposed to happen, but it happened so beautifully that like you're not forcing it with throwing up the three. That's something you do naturally. So
Yeah.
I felt like maybe you and Adidas was just meant to happen. So
It was almost meant to be. And actually, a crazy story is he was signed to an Adidas school, Jacksonville State.
Oh wow,
that's even crazier.
Wow, they got to get you like a retro jersey of his so you can rock.
Yeah, I'll be back to support anyway because actually one of the guys that was in the car, he attended Troy. He played basketball for Troy. He transferred, and now he's going to Jacksonville State. So I'll definitely be there for support.
That's dope. And I know Adidas is really big on just giving back to different schools and different cities and youth and things like that. So I'm definitely excited for what you guys got coming up as a family to be able to give back to your community, because when you hear about Alabama, you don't hear about too many people giving back, or too many brands focusing on Alabama. Florida gets all the love, Texas gets all the love. Even though Alabama got one of the best football teams in the country, beyond that, like you said, like there's not too much going on there. So I know you might have some plans to probably bring that energy to Alabama. You know what I mean?
I'm definitely bringing it back. I mean, I already talked to my high school coaches. They already know, in a year or two, everybody's gonna be wearing Adidas around the high school.
Yeah, that's fire. Do you is there a particular shoe in Alabama from Adidas that you would say is the most popular that people wear in Alabama, if you was to like call it?
Everybody going for the 350. everybody trying to find it. That's whenever they can get them, they got them. That's one thing that's the most popular shoe around here.
That's fire. I don't really know much about the sneaker scene in Alabama, but I think it would be crazy to just see people in Alabama just rocking Yeezys. You know what I'm saying? You usually just equate that with like New York and LA, but it'd be really dope to see what the sneaker scene in Alabama looks like for sure.
Yeah, it's all over the place.
I respect that. Now, given the fact that this is the first year that the draft is a virtual draft, right? I kind of wanted to have a little bit of fun. I know you got some pressure on your shoulders in terms of like where you're going to go in the draft, and you got a million people asking you about that stuff. And I don't really want to bring that energy. I want to keep it fun, keep it light. And at the end of the day, whenever I'm not doing this show and I'm not chilling with my girl or whatever the case is, I'm playing Call of Duty. So I know you're a Call of Duty guy. So I wanted to introduce a fun little activity for you, the live chat, and myself. I wanted to do an Adidas Call of Duty draft. Call of Duty just did an update where you can get now 4 people on your squad for Warzone. So I'm curious, out of all the Adidas athletes, who would you team up with for your Warzone squad? You got Trae Young, Liz Cambage, James Harden, Von Miller, Juju Smith, Pat Mahomes, Candace, Dame Time. I'm very curious on like who you would choose the 3. And if you're in the live chat, definitely let us know your 3. And let's see who could form the best team.
Oh man. I'm definitely going with Juju. That's gonna be 1.
Yeah, he's a gamer for sure.
I'm gonna take Dame.
Juju and Dame, all right.
Last one. That's a hard one.
That's a tough one, yeah.
I'll probably go with Harden.
Harden.
Yeah.
I respect that. If I was to choose, this is a difficult one because like Adidas has like some real big time athletes on a team, so it's difficult to only choose three. But I think I would probably do James Harden because like he has the ability to take over anything he's doing. Probably Von Miller for defense. Especially since he's been to a Super Bowl, and it's tough. I want to choose between Juju and Dame, but like I love Trae Young, so I gotta go with like who I rock. I will go with Trae Young, even though I know Juju and Dame would be a ridiculous part of the squad. But like, yeah, Trae Young, James Harden, and Von Miller. I gotta represent for the light skinned folks. I can't. You know what I'm saying?
I can't do nothing but respect that. I can't do nothing but respect.
For sure. Now, that to me that was like a cool way just to kind of bring some fun to, you know, draft our love of Call of Duty and like, you know, celebrating your Adidas partnership. Now, before, I know, you know, you got a whole bunch of different calls to take and stuff like that, spend time with family. But before you get out of here, I really wanted you to speak directly with the live chat. We got so many people who are excited to see you and like ask you questions. So while we got you for the next couple minutes, everybody in the live chat, please get your questions in right now. We're going to choose a couple of questions for Henry to answer directly to you right now in the live chat. I definitely see some good ones popping through. If you see a particular question you want to shout out, Henry, definitely call it out.
Okay, I see. Funniest saving story was it's Dave Mason. I'm gonna go with that one first. My funniest saving story is, okay, so if anybody follows, one thing that I always do, I love to mess with coach and say he can't cover me. So when we go from drill to drill in practice, you know, we're running and I always catch him.
Yeah.
And I always get like beside him and just try to just like cut him off, like say I'm stacking the DB. And he always tries to, you know, just keep me from doing it. Yeah. And I guess he got tired of me beating him because I usually always beat him, I always get him. And one day he was just looking for me. And like when I got beside him, he hit me with a cheap shot. And wow. I was just sitting there, you know, of course I went down for a little minute and then he gets over to the drill, turns around, and he's like, you know, where's RUGGS at? Where's RUGGS? You know, why you in the drill? And he look and see me on, you know, why are you over there on the ground? We got practice going on. I'm like, oh wow. That's you know, I'm like, man.
You got caught with the finesse.
That's crazy.
That's hilarious. I heard a little fun fact that like Nick Saban never laughs.
I don't know. He kind of changed. He kind of changed. He likes to laugh and smile a lot. Of course, his jokes are corny and stuff. You know, he just try to, you know, fake a little laugh with him sometimes. But don't tell him I said that. But you know, hey,
I didn't hear nothing.
You know, sometimes he likes to joke though.
That's funny. Let's get a couple more questions from the live chat. Let's see what we got. And Carson Wentz. Wow.
NBA team, NBA player, that's easy. Westbrook. My team always gonna be with Westbrook at. That's my favorite player. So okay. That's me.
Respect. I would say one question I thought that was really cool is which DB in the league you got like really high respect for in terms of their skill?
Of course I'm gonna go with Jalen Ramsey. You know, that's a guy. He's confident in his game, and of course he's a fellow Adidas athlete. So of course I'm gonna go with that.
Yeah, Jalen Ramsey is getting it in at Adidas too. So that'd be a fun little rivalry on the field. But of course, I'm sure you guys would be homies off the field once that clock hits zero. You know what I'm saying? Now, I'm gonna let everybody get in one last question while me and Henry talk real quick before we let them ride out. Now, Henry, I'm building a playlist for all of our guests for the UNDS show. So I'm curious, like, what two songs are songs that you like get hyped to, whether you're training or like what two songs right now are like two songs you would put on our playlist, no matter what the vibe is, just like what two songs you rock with right now?
Oh man. Oh, that's crazy. Cause me, honestly, let me tell you one thing. Like when I listen to my music, it pretty much depends on my mood, you know, and just how I'm feeling at the time. Let's say Game Day. Game Day probably. I love Forever by Tory Lanez. as just a song, you know, I'm going to war with my brothers. He always say, I mean, he says like, you know, if you my dog, we're gonna do it together. And that's just the mentality I take onto the field. You know, I got my guys on the field.
Tory Lanez, I like that.
And you know, that's just something that's the song that I'm gonna listen to every game there for sure.
So we got Tory Lanez, and then what's one more you can think of?
Oh man. What kind of vibe we going? What kind of vibe we going? Let's see.
Let's say since you're from the South, the type of music that you listen in the car, and it makes that sound system hit. That type of genre.
Honestly, I listen to a lot of local music. But if we're going,
we'll take a local act.
We take a local act. Oh man, you trying to get the speakers going? Man, I can't even think of a song that's just gonna get the speakers going off the bat. Cause it's so much. It's a lot of different stuff.
Well, I'll hit you on the text. So you drop me the link, and I'll update the live chat on like that local artist that definitely hits.
I can tell you the local artists. My two top local artists is Lil V and Lil Fred. You know, those two guys.
Lil Fred.
Yeah, so I kind of grew up with them, and you know they make some good music in my ears.
Hey,
but honestly, okay, you know what? I'm gonna go with another brother song. You know, my younger brother actually made a song. He and one of my older brothers made a song, and it's called Blood Brothers.
Okay.
So that's one that I'll take.
Hey, shout out. I'm definitely dropping that on the playlist. Now, Henry got to go. The last question that we're going to take that I saw a little bit earlier is, let's see. I wrote it down. The last question that I saw rolling through the live chat was okay, here it goes. What's your favorite city besides your hometown?
I don't even travel. Like before I got to Alabama first, you know, that's when I was doing the you know, of course traveling for the games. But besides that, you know, I rarely travel. So I say somewhere in Florida. You know, I like Florida. I stayed in Tampa to train. So I mean that's the city that I like. I like Tampa now.
Shout out to Tampa. I mess with Florida. I like Miami, and I've never been to Tampa. I've been to Orlando, Kissimmee a little bit, but never Tampa. But yo, Henry, I appreciate you so much. I know you got to go. You obviously getting blown up 24/7. You got a big day coming up. Much love, respect, and positivity. Really cheering for you. And you know, your success is something that we celebrate here and continue. So hopefully we get to see you play for an amazing team, play for a Super Bowl, 2 Super Bowls, maybe you Tom Brady it, go to 6. You know what I mean?
Hey, that's the goal.
You know what I'm saying? But we appreciate your time. This is like a really big opportunity for people in the live chat to get to see somebody, you know, enter the draft and like be able to have this personal connection other than just like watching you on TV every Sunday, you know, coming up this year. So shout out to you. Much respect. I appreciate you guys. Everybody give a fire emoji of Henry. Let him know we love him. Yo, good luck next week. And yeah, we'll definitely be keeping tabs, and we'll see you on every ESPN highlight during the season.
I appreciate you. Thank you for having me. Thank you everybody for tuning in. Make sure y'all tune into the draft on the 23rd. You know, we're gonna see where we land, and you know, wherever I land, hopefully the fans take me in, and we're gonna get going.
Hey, whoever gets you is gonna get a gem. Fastest man in the draft. Yeah. So We'll see you. Take it easy. I appreciate you, bro.
All right, appreciate it.
Like, so while Henry signs out, I want to go to my favorite segment that we created last week. It's called Wow, That's Crazy. Now, since this has been an Adidas show with Henry signing to Team Adidas, I figure I'd give you a crazy fact about Adidas that I didn't even know before I researched it. So in 1985, super fans of the brand created Adidas Park in Boston. The brand didn't create it. Super fans created it. And anybody walking across the park with another brand of sneakers, whether it's Nike, New Balance, you get your sneakers taken and tossed in a tree and you get sent home barefoot. That's crazy. That's definitely crazy. I would have been pissed if I was walking across some park and somebody tried to rob me of my Jordans or my Nikes. That's not happening. You know what I'm saying? Especially thrown into a tree, but that's ridiculous. So that was like in Boston. So I don't know if that park is still active or those super fans are still thugging it out, but I definitely thought that that was a very crazy fun fact. Henry was a like really, really dope guest. Like I said, college football is my favorite sport, guys. And to be able to see, Henry go from being an all-star in high school, one of the, obviously top prospects in high school, to see what he did in college and then to have him on the show, to me, that was like really awesome, especially since our first guest on the MDS was Mercedes, a veteran in the NFL, to be able to speak to an upcoming rookie in the NFL. To me, that was amazing. We can talk sneakers all day, and I can talk to everybody in the chat who's a sneakerhead and people who, may not be sneakerheads, but also love sneakers. But it's cool to see so many different perspectives come onto the show and we just chop it up. You know what I'm saying? I never been to Alabama, so it was cool to hear, how people rock with sneakers in Alabama. What you guys think about Henry as a guest? I really enjoyed that one myself. Now, while you guys let me know your thoughts about Henry, I kind of want to give you a refresh reminder about how to win the Yeezy giveaway. Now, obviously, you commented your shoe size on the Instagram post, right? You're watching this right here. You shared your broadcast. And like I said, we're giving away 2 pairs of Yeezys. Everybody who shared the broadcast is getting 2 additional raffle entries. So shout out to everybody. Ty Zink, I see you, size 12. Everybody drop your shoe size right here in the live chat. I definitely want to know what shoe size you repping. I'm a sample size 9, so my Yeezys are size 9. And just to let you know, actually, that's a good detail to make. Go true to size on Wave Runners, true to size. I'm a true size 9 in Air Maxes, so I'm a true size 9 in Yeezy Wave Runners. That's very important because Yeezys run crazy. Every 350 is a different size. I've had the original 350, I wore a size 7.5, 8. Now the new 350s, I wear a 9.5. It's weird over there on the Yeezy building, but these Wave Runners run true to size. Super fire. Now, before we get into like some interesting news, today I actually just read an article from Kanye West and an interview with GQ, and they kind of asked him about whether Nike should retro the Yeezys, right? The Air Yeezy 1, Air Yeezy 2, and he was with it. He was just like, yo, just drop them. We're getting to the point where if you try to buy a Yeezy 1, that air bubble is bursting. Yeezy 2 is kind of getting to that point. What do you guys think? Are you guys with the Yeezy retro from Nike or not? If you guys are familiar with Nike, you do know that, like, let's say somebody like a Deion Sanders, he had a signature shoe with Nike. He's no longer sponsored by Nike, but they still retro his sneakers. They don't call it the Deion's no more. They call it DT Max, Diamond Turf, like all that stuff. So if they retro the Yeezy sneakers, it won't be called Yeezy anymore. It'll be called something different. Would you still cop it if it was called something different? Let me know in the chat. How do you feel? I would prefer the Yeezy 1 retro. Definitely love those shoes, and I'm not trying to pay $1,600 for a pair to wear today. But I for sure would cop it for sure. Let's see. RJ 2005, shout out to you. My first time seeing you in a live chat. I see he says he would. Joe Davey, I don't like the idea, but it's fly. It's fly. Shout out to Joe. I saw you just subscribed to the Discord channel and followed us on Caffeine. I appreciate you. Any colors would do in the Yeezys. Yeah. Blinks need that retro. I'd cop if possible. Nate Frost, shout out to you. Yeah, I mean, I think we're all on the same page. That Yeezy would sell out in a heartbeat. And I kind of feel like Kanye, from an ego standpoint, not in a bad way, but from an ego standpoint, I think Kanye would want Nike to drop and retro those Yeezys so he can say he has the entire game on Smash. That's just me, how I think he would perceive it. But I feel like Nike would never retro the Yeezys because they don't want to big Kanye up, especially since he made a diss song against them, talk badly about them. I don't think they want to put him on that pedestal. So Nike would make a lot of money if they GR'd and retro the Yeezy, but I don't think they're going to do that to Kanye's ego. So yeah, that's kind of, you know, how I feel about it. I do have like a particular story. I kind of like was going back and forth whether I wanted to tell this story or not. You guys let me know. Should I kind of share this Nike Yeezy story about him leaving? Let me know. Should I? Yes, RJ 2005. Nike is very petty. And this is a very petty story that I was going back and forth on whether I wanted to share. Okay, I'll share. I won't go into crazy detail, but I'll share. Okay. So there was a particular person who was heading up, you know, Nike Sportswear. Obviously, that's the division where Yeezys were made, like under the sportswear division, right? As soon as Kanye left and like he was going crazy on Nike and like bad talking them and all this stuff, um, what I heard, obviously, it's nothing confirmed or whatever. I can only say it's hearsay, but it came from a great source. And basically, the people at Nike Sportswear, in spite to be petty against Kanye, at a certain point, they were going to retro the Yeezys and they were going to nickname it like certain coordinates. And those coordinates would basically line up to be northwest. So I thought that was crazy. That's like highly petty. I'm glad they didn't do it because you don't ever involve children into like any type of beef or whatever the case is. But yeah, that was a very petty and funny story that I heard behind the scenes, and I'm just glad it never came to fruition. So I don't think Nike would ever retro the Yeezy just from an egotistical standpoint, but who knows? Anything can happen. Anything can happen. Uh, but yeah, that was an interesting story. Nike is always been petty, in good ways and in bad ways. But yeah, that was, you guys got that story out of me. I was not really trying to tell that story, but funny story nonetheless. Now, there's another piece of big news that just debuted and something that I'm excited for. I don't know if a lot of people are excited as much as like Yeezy's retroing, but I think it's very important. So Tony Hawk recently just signed to Vans, which is crazy because you could argue that Tony Hawk is the Michael Jordan of skateboarding. And I'm not here to argue whether he's the best skater or not. I'm here to say Tony Hawk is synonymous with skateboarding, just as Michael Jordan is with basketball. And Vans, being who they are in terms of the skate culture and footwear, this partnership is big. So he signed on to kind of, you know, be a commentator at Vans skate competitions and like help them curate that experience. But I'm curious, would you guys cop Tony Hawk's first signature shoe with Vans, or like let's just say he did a version of the Skate High, which is what he's wearing right now, or an authentic? Would you guys cop a Tony Hawk collab from Vans just off of nostalgia? Let's see, G Buyer says probably not, but I think it's cool. Shout out to your honesty. I would cop a Tony Hawk shoe. They have like, if Tony Hawk owns the Tony Hawk Pro Skater rights to the game still, I think they should do a Tony Hawk Pro Skater shoe. That'd be fire. That'd be super sick. Yeah, somebody had mentioned Tony Hawk Pro Skater. Yeah, shout out to you. Would bring me back to video games. Yo, I'm not gonna lie, I spent so many hours playing Tony Hawk Pro Skater because I love skateboarding. I actually longboard because I got into skating a little too late in the game and didn't want to break any bones, so I chose longboarding. But yeah, Tony Hawk Pro Skater made me feel like um, I was skateboarding every day. So shout out to the PlayStation 1. Shout out to JT for mentioning that. Yeah, Tony Hawk had everybody. Like I said, I grew up in the Bronx in New York City, where it wasn't cool to skate. Where, you know, when I was coming up, and Tony Hawk Pro Skater literally made it cool for everybody to skate. So Tony Hawk's impact is ridiculous, and I felt like that was very important to mention on this show in terms of, Tony Hawk and Vans getting together. Now, probably the biggest news this week, which is very shocking, and its impact on the sneaker industry is going to be, tremendous if this lasts a very long time. But the biggest shoemaker in the footwear industry has been asked to shut down due to COVID-19 fears. Now, Puchen is a company that produces over 300 million pairs of sneakers for brands such as Nike, Adidas, New Balance, and more. And they haven't been forced to shut down. They've been asked to temporarily shut down to, subside the COVID fears. But yeah, like obviously every sneaker company from Nike, Adidas to New Balance and more are, reliant on this, shoemaker to get those online orders out and like all that footwear made. So if they shut down, even for a week, even for a month, that's going to have a crazy effect on the sneaker industry. Killer Ash, shout out to you. I see you. She says that the prices could go up if this factory shuts down. Somebody said as long as he gets his DMP6s, it's all good. I appreciate that honesty. But yeah, there's a lot of release dates that have been shifted and all this stuff due to shipping delays and all these things. So this is probably the biggest news that I heard of that could impact the sneaker industry. And I can't call it. I don't have commentary on it too much because the effects are probably bigger than what I would understand in terms of like, how long it would impact the sneaker industry. But we're still very early on in this whole quarantine and COVID stuff. And I hope it's not as bad as it seems with this type of news. So yeah, shout out to everybody in the chat getting their opinions in. I'm definitely trying to keep up and read them all. Adrian says, I'm with it. Helps me save for drops. I think we all need a break from all the heat dropping sometimes just to get your coins up. So I definitely respect that perspective. Let's see. Boom Slang says that's good. People can use their stimulus check on feeding their families. I think if you're using your stimulus check not to feed your family and your family needs food, your priorities are crazy. Again, sneakers is not a necessity, even though there's some sneakers I need, but it's not a necessity. And please do not choose buying sneakers over feeding your family. We're trying to be responsible here. That's not the way we roll. You can't eat sneakers. There's a lot of people who eat cereal out of sneakers, but that's not what we do over here. So shout out to priorities and bills. And if you got that stimulus check, shout out to you. Hopefully you use it correctly. Now, before I get into the last part of the show and sneakers that we look forward to, I kind of wanted to bring up a topic that I saw you guys mentioned in the chat that has a lot of people talking right now. The StockX just, announced that they're charging an extra 3% to buyers for processing. And I'm curious, you guys drop your opinions in the live chat. Let me know what you think about StockX charging buyers 3%. They're already charging the seller a processing fee, the PayPal fee or whatever, shipping, all this stuff. There's so many fees with StockX. It's kind of crazy. But let's see what you guys have to say. Charging sellers 9 already, then 3 to buyers 2. That's what Nate Frost said. Yeah, that's a good amount. Somebody says eBay is about to come back like Derrick Rose. That's a funny commentary. We'll talk about eBay here in a second for sure. I did read a comment. I think it was on High Snobides Instagram. Somebody had mentioned that StockX mentioning that they're going to charge buyers 3% during times like this is kind of crazy and a bad PR move. I agree it's a bad PR move. And some people asked my opinion on it. I didn't read too much into it because I like to let the dust settle before I really see what's concrete and what's not. Maybe give StockX an opportunity to explain themselves. But to me, it just sounds like, StockX is probably getting taxed more by the government. So instead of them paying some of the taxes the taxes they have to pay, they're making you pay it for them. So from a business perspective, that's just kind of my opinion without seeing what the concrete facts are. Nate Frost, what would they be getting charged more? I'm not sure. I don't know if it was a year ago, 6 months ago, whatever the case is, but reselling sneakers online was a very new concept to taxes and government and stuff like that. At a certain point at PayPal, if you had over a certain amount of transactions, you would have to pay taxes on it. So people just started to create, multiple PayPal accounts, so it didn't hit that threshold. So I could see, StockX, with all the revenue that they bring in, the government probably wanting to tax them, or there's some type of things that they have to do where they might be losing money. So let's see, maybe to pay for partnerships, they have to draw Supreme on their websites. Who knows what that 3% is, but 3% in this climate is kind of crazy. The IRS wants their cut. The IRS always wants their cut. There's two things that's for sure, death and taxes, and IRS don't play when it comes to that. Now, before we get into just live Q&A, I love to end the show with live Q&A. Let's get into some sneakers that I'm looking forward to releasing. Now, the first shoe, this kind of leaked, Medicom Nike SB Dunk. This is not the first time Medicom and Nike SB are getting together. However, when it comes to this furry rendition, they are getting together to drop this. Now, for those of you who don't know, Medicom Toy is a toy company based out of Japan. And back in 2010, they released very close to this version on Air Force One. It was limited to 500 pairs. And honestly, it looks really good on the Air Force One, but it looks just as good on a Dunk SB. I really am not a big fan of that translucent sole. We got to stop doing clear soles on sneakers. They get ugly after a year. Please stop doing that. Nike, please. Just give us some solid color soles, please. But yeah, clear soles, leave it to the Jordan 11. I'm tired of it. I'm glad to see some people agree. Let's see. A lot of people are feeling the Medicom SB Dunk. Yeah, these are fresh. The Baby Bears, the Papa Bears, that whole 3 Bear series did really well in terms of a furry dunk. So I think this shoe will do really well. If you don't know what Medicom is, if you guys ever seen those Bear Brick toys that people in streetwear collect, Ben Baller has the illest Medicom Bear Brick collection. Definitely do a quick Google. These Bear Bricks go for anywhere between 200, 500, 5,000, 20,000. So yeah. Release date. Dave Mason, shout out to you, sir. Shout out to the whole Northwest. There's no release date on these Medicoms. It just kind of leaked, but I'm looking forward to releasing them. So that's kind of why I wanted to feature them. Now, let's get into the next shoe. The next shoe is something that a lot of people had mentioned in the past episode, and I definitely didn't want to forget about you guys. I'm always listening to feedback. The Nike Spiridon Caged OG colorway just dropped on Nike.com. Obviously, this is not a shoe for everybody. It's a very unique, specific shoe. I love the color blocking. I think this shoe looks really good with white sweats, and you get a pair of white Nike socks with it. Looks super sick. ENOC 510 says, everyone hates him until Travis Scott wears them. That is a fact. Do not wait till Travis Scott co-signs these to think they're super dope. But listen, I will say this. Like I said, I wasn't a huge fan of Wave Runners when they first dropped. I wasn't a huge fan. I'll be the first to admit it. But the more I saw people wear them, the more I saw them in small sizes. And I started to really just understand the style and really dig them. It's not just because I'm giving them away. I honestly wouldn't give away any sneakers I don't like personally. But if you don't like this shoe, the best thing I could say is we can't go to a store. So normally what I would say is go to the store, try them on, walk around, do a little fit check in the mirror, and see how you like them. Because sometimes you might not like a shoe when you look at it, but when you put it on your feet, you might fall in love. Has anybody ever experienced that? As soon as you put a pair of shoes on your feet, you just instantly fell in love. What's that last shoe that you hated at first when it dropped, but you got into it right after you started to wear it? Nate Frost says the Air Jordan 21. You mention that shoe every stream for sure. The NMD Boom Slang. Shout out to you. Okay, the NMD. I'm not gonna lie, the NMD looked really good. Wasn't stoked on trying it because I love the Ultra Boost, but I still have the original pair of NMD, the black with the red and blue pod. I have that dead stock waiting for me to unds maybe in a couple years. I see Vans, Adrian. Yeah, Vans are fire. Jordan 1 Guava Ice. Okay. Gay Peter says somebody getting caught outside. Yes. Everybody knows that the firefighters and the police love coming and interrupting our stream. I live right next to a firehouse. So somebody got it. Somebody got to get saved. Yeah, the block is definitely hot. Ultra Boost. There's a lot of people who hated the Ultra Boost. I'm surprised more people in the chat didn't say the Ultra Boost. There's a lot of people who hated the Ultra Boost when it dropped, but when Kanye wore it, everyone went crazy and it sold out. So how do I feel about the linen 350s? Like I said, I don't really have an opinion on 350 colorways because they're all Photoshop colorways and all this stuff. I want to see when Kanye wears it, see what he wears with it to really understand it. That's how I look at it. You know, they're dropping so many colorways that it's hard for me to keep up with. So I just kind of pay attention to what Kanye is wearing and see how he wears it to really like see what my thoughts are. Now, the last shoe that I wanted to talk about that I'm looking forward to before we wrap up is the Air Jordan 1 Smoke Gray, aka the Baby Unions, aka the Broke Boy Unions. It's okay to wear a pair of Broke Boy Unions. I have a pair of Broke Boy Fragment Jordan 1s, Game Royals that I customized to look like fragments because I'm not paying $5,000 for a pair of fragments. But how do you guys like this shoe? Obviously, we know what the reference is from. Would you guys cop? Is it a big cop or a big drop? Let me know. Big cop or big drop? Medium cop. Okay. Super trash. Wow. 7 out of 10. Drop. Copped it on some contrast stitching. Yeah, you know the customizers are like this. Customizers are licking their chops with this shoe. One thing I will say is, do not doubt the element of customization. Wait till, if you're not a fan of these, which I think a lot of people won't be, and they won't sell out like that, but wait till they hit on sale, grab that sale price, and try to throw some yellow laces in it. The first person to throw some yellow laces in this shoe, guarantee you, is going to sell out right after it. Red says, I bet someone will elephant print the gray. That's a cool concept. That would be pretty cool. Kind of be like a Supreme Dunk Low, but as an Air Jordan 1. That'd be interesting. Different laces on ones are the way. Yeah. I think Union really helped people realize that you could wear any lace on an Air Jordan 1 and it takes it to the next level. So I respect that for sure. Now, we're about to close out because we're a little bit in overtime right now. But of course, I want to end every episode with a live Q&A. Let me know what's on your mind. We'll talk about it. Nate Frost already is asking what kombucha flavor I'm rocking with. I'm rocking with ginger lemon. This is a super fire Peruvian ginger lemon flavor. So good. What's for dinner? Somebody is asking what's for dinner. Do you know yet?
I'm gonna make Korean barbecue.
Korean barbecue is for dinner. Shout out to KBBQ. Chris, when you get in Chris asked, when am I getting a kombucha check? I don't know. Anybody who rocks with kombucha, definitely send me a box because I love kombucha. Yeah, I used to drink Malta, but they're like, that's a lot. They're terrible for you. Yo, Ray, you got to chef it up and show us your skills. I personally can cook a little bit, but I live with a chef who's also my girlfriend. She's the one who cooks it up. So I'm trying to convince her to get a live stream show of her own, of her cooking. So maybe we make that happen. So it'd be like a spinoff of UNDS. Let's get some cool questions in. I had missed a little bit earlier talking about food and kombucha. Popeyes or Church's Chicken? Yeah, that's easy. Popeyes, easy. Anybody who eats Church's Chicken does not care about their livelihood. Somebody said, come on. Hey, don't get offended. Church's Biscuits? I wouldn't know. I wouldn't know. Do I think the NBA is coming back this year? Nah, NBA is not coming back. There's no point. Even though it kind of sucks for LeBron because I feel like he was going to go on a championship run. I do feel bad for him, but safety is important. In-N-Out or Shake Shack? This is all right. This is going to get a lot of people upset. In-N-Out or Shake Shack? If everybody's in the live chat, please answer it. In-N-Out or Shake Shack? I'm going to go with Shake Shack, and I'll explain why. Don't crucify me. Don't kill me about it. I'll explain why right now. In-N-Out is good. It's really good. It has an amazing brand behind it. As a New Yorker, I look at this very unbiased. I feel like people in California are very biased because In-N-Out is a California brand, right? In-N-Out's fries are trash. I'm sorry. I'm gonna rate In-N-Out by their fries. Shake Shack has better fries. I'll be honest with you. In-N-Out fries taste like cardboard. I've never eaten cardboard before, but I imagine they taste like In-N-Out fries. And yeah, I don't think that's up for debate. Shake Shack fries aren't great. Okay, they may not be great, but they're better than In-N-Out. McDonald's has way better fries. In-N-Out fries are only good animal style. I can respect that. A lot of people showing love to McDonald's fries. That's funny. Before I go, I actually have a quick question for you guys. Please let me know who or what guest you would love to see on the show. If you have to pick one name, don't say Kanye West because it's not happening. But if you were to pick one person to be a guest on the show, who would it be? Danny Lay. Shout out to Danny Lay. Joe Rogan would be fire. He had a funny little moment with Off-Whites. He hates Off-White sneakers. That'd be really funny. Let's see, Former Simpson, Trinidad James, PJ, Shane Victorino. Shout out to Shane Victorino. Let's see, Doja Cat. Doja Cat would be fun. Mayor, Stephon Diggs, Jerry Lorenzo. I've interviewed Jerry Lorenzo before. He's cool. Aleli May, Marcus Jordan, Action Bronson, perfect pair. I love that you guys are really naming a lot of different people, not just celebrities. So that kind of leads me to my last point, right? So the reason why I'm asking these questions, the reason why I love the fact that you guys engage so much, one of these episodes, I definitely want to invite somebody from the live chat to be part of a Thursday show. Obviously, you guys know we bring on friends on the Saturday quarantine streams, right? But for a Thursday show, we want to do a special giveaway for somebody in the live chat to be part of an episode on Thursday, which is a big deal because we're going back and forth for an hour. So I'm going to try to set that up for you guys. We're going to figure out a really cool way to choose who gets to be on the show. We want to promote it quite a bit just so everybody has an opportunity to be a part of it. And it'll be super dope. But beyond just getting you guys on the show, I want to just give you guys like a quick update before I go. So literally, you guys all know, like I've been talking about, my baby who's due soon and stuff like that. Literally, we're due in like 4 days, and she could be due on the 20th, right before the 20th or after. So whenever she's due, we're going to go dark that week just because I want to spend that time with family. And that first week is going to be so precious for us and stuff like that, especially like me streaming at home. Obviously we do this stream usually in the studio, but literally I convert my whole house. So definitely want to take a week off whenever that happens. I appreciate you guys sending the congrats. Her sneaker collection is going to be crazy. I'm going to do a sneaker parent episode at some point. But yeah, I just want to give you guys that heads up. So again, we don't know when she's going to be born. It could happen at any minute, but I will give you guys an update whenever we go dark that week. But rest assured, we'll be back the following week. and it'll be super fire. You got Red asking, what's the first baby kicks? You already know I had to bless my daughter with a pair of Puro Platanos. That's her first pair of sneakers, but I also have a full bin full of sneakers for her from like crib size all the way up to high school. So I'll definitely show those off at some point in the episode. So, but yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed the show. Thank you for rocking with me. Henry was super dope. Shout out to Alabama. Shout out to whatever team that gets Henry Ruggs, fastest man in NFL draft. Mostly shout out to everybody in the live chat. Thank you for sharing the broadcast. Yeah, I'm going to choose the Yeezy giveaway winner in 48 hours. Last week, the original Tiffany dunk went to somebody and they didn't claim their winnings. So I have to figure out how I'm going to coordinate that. I don't know how I'm going to, what I'm going to do with that Tiffany dunk. But again, if you win the shoe, please claim it within 5 hours. Great question. How do you know if you won the sneaker? Now, if you guys go to bit.ly/unds, you'll see it in the comments. Or excuse me, that's not the right UNDS Discord. Sorry, the new link that I just dropped, bit.ly/unds Discord. That will have you subscribe to our Discord channel. For those of you who are new, our Discord channel is a place for the community, everybody in the live chat, to communicate and stay grouped up before and after the show. I also announced the giveaways on Discord because you guys know on Instagram and like all the other platforms, you might miss the notification, you might not, but Discord sends that notification to everybody. So if you want to claim your winnings, you have to do it on Discord, and we verify you to be a real person. You got to be following Caffeine, obviously following UNDS on Instagram, but definitely join the UNDS Discord. It's a whole family in there. Everybody talks. They show what they wear every single week beyond just giving away sneakers. We're trying to build a family, where you guys are comfortable to talk about sneakers, be part of the show, and I'm always in there as well. So it's a great opportunity to talk to me and ask me questions off the show as well. Now, what shoe did I unds today? I don't know if you missed it, but I unds a pair of Wave Runners. Like I said, first time I ever wore a pair of Wave Runners. They're comfortable as heck. Bringing the blog era back. Actually, UNDS Discord feels like a sneaker forum. So that's the feeling we're trying to give. But yeah, like I said, hit the Discord. I'll see you guys on Saturday at 11 a.m. I actually have a very special guest, which, you know what, I'll tease who the special guest for the Saturday quarantine stream is. Speaking of Discord, so I have my guy who actually works at Discord, who's going to be joining the stream on Saturday at 11 a.m. He's really big into sneakers, super great guy, and I would love for you guys to meet him, talk about Discord, talk about sneakers. He's heavy in the gaming space. He brought me to E3 last year and introduced me to all his friends and stuff like that. And like, these people all love sneakers in the gaming community more so than I ever thought. So definitely would love to get him on the show, talk to you guys. 11 a.m. Saturday. That's when the next stream is going to be. Thank you guys for tuning in. I'm Ray Polanco Jr. Shout out to everybody in the live chats. Yes. Huh? Oh, Jess is asking, did anybody notice the huge plant behind me? I'm sure you guys all noticed this really huge plant behind me. But yes, everybody says shout out to the plant. But yeah, shout out to you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'll see you on Saturday, 11 a.m. Hit the Discord. If you don't got the link, we're about to put it up right now. I'm out. Ray Polanco Jr. Shout out to the Caffeine team. Shout out to UNDS team. Peace.